There's so much about One UI that you guys still don't know yet. So today, let's go through some of the more unknown ones so you can get a better grip on how to use your Samsung phone. Let's go. So whilst One UI 6.1.1, I guess, has kind of dropped, with all those flashy new features, there's still One UI features that you don't even know about, that you haven't even used. So let's uncover some of them just for you. Starting with some of the more unknown edge panels. Now, edge panels aren't unknown, but there's some in there that people kind of ignore. My favorite one is Tasks Edge. When you swipe out from the right and you kind of navigate your way over to it, these Tasks Edge are basically shortcuts that live inside apps so you can jump straight into it. You can see some of the ones that I've got here, things like being able to take a screenshot directly from here, jumping into a photo, a specific one from the gallery. You can set that and then press it and it jumps straight into that photo itself. So if you've got a favorite photo of your family that you want to show, you can do it like this. Going into a new tab in the browser, it basically just bypasses opening up the app and adding that extra step and just takes you straight to the specific one you want. You can edit what's there. So if you hit the edit button from the Tasks Edge, you can see all of the options and you just add in what it is you like to replace what's there or add it to the existing ones that are there as well. The other one is the clipboard. Now, iPhone users, just to allow it to explain what a clipboard is, it's not something you carry around with you and have paper attached to it. It's something where when you copy something, it pastes it to a clipboard that you can access later, just in case you were confused. The clipboard can be accessed through Samsung's keyboard, and keyboard is a really nice way of using it because it can paste it directly into sort of the body of text that you're wishing for it to go into. But this one you can share directly from here. So if you've got a screenshot that you've captured, if you have a bit of text that you want to share, you can do that from here and immediately share it or copy it again so it puts it to the top of the clipboard so you can paste it to where it needs to go. Really convenient. And it being in the edge panel means it's like a shortcut way of being able to get to it depending on where you need to use it or who you need to share it to. So that's the first one, edge panels. You've got the Tasks Edge and you have the clipboard. Next one I want to talk about is secure Wi-Fi. Now, a lot of you might think that this is going to be accessed through the connections setting menu item, but it's not. You can get to it through there. It gives you like what you're looking for, but this is actually in security and privacy. Basically what this has is sort of a bit of a protection plan for you when you're on sort of a public or unsort of secure network. The whole purpose of it is to restrict or stop sort of any external attacks coming into your phone via a network that doesn't require a password or a passcode. Think coffee shop Wi-Fi, think shopping center Wi-Fi. That's the idea. Now, by default, you do get a free allowance, but you can upgrade that allowance to include more. Sort of gives you more options, more data that you can secure as well. Because by default, it's just a gig. So if you're in a shopping center Wi-Fi and you're like watching a YouTube video, that's done. There's different auto protect options as well. You've got adaptive protection, which will adjust the level of protection depending on the Wi-Fi network you're connected to. There is public protection only, which is usually what most people will probably need because at home you have the secure Wi-Fi set up with your own sort of encryption. You can also put in trusted Wi-Fi networks too. So if you trust your home Wi-Fi, which you should, you could put that into a trust area and it won't need to secure you from that because it's already trusted. So go and turn this on and hit protect if you want to protect it manually, but auto protect, it will do it depending on what you've set it to. Next, I want to talk about link sharing. Link sharing started ages ago, and it was my number one most preached feature, especially for people who wanted to share photos outside of the Samsung ecosystem. Now Samsung have sort of absorbed it into the quick share platform and it's sort of made it really easy. So there's a couple of ways you can do it. Obviously, once you've selected the files that you wish to share, you select quick share, and then you'll see within that, you can share it as a QR code or link. When you hit that, what it will start to do is upload it to a temporary cloud storage and generate a link for the other person to be able to download. You can copy the URL, so then you can share it via messaging, or if you're next to them, they can scan the QR code and then it will come up and go directly to that link from their phone. It's really clever. And I think what I really like about it is that it bypasses that whole problem of, oh, I can't access, oh, your video is not being sent through very well. You can send the full resolution thing through. There's a cap of about 10 gigabytes per day, but for most bulk photos you want to send, you won't touch that. And it expires. So you don't have to worry about someone having total access to it all the time or then on sharing it to someone else, because after a couple of days, that link disappears and the files are deleted. You can access the link sharing history from your phone too. So you can see sort of what has been accessed. You can sort of remove and delete links if you want ahead of the time it's set to expire. Just a bit of extra sort of precaution that you can take if you're a bit worried. There is, of course, private sharing, which I have spoken about in a separate video, but link sharing is sort of the more sort of a less restrictive way of sharing, if you know what I mean. Then a lot of people tend to talk about notifications, especially when it comes to Samsung phones, and especially in how the notification system seems to be pretty good, but you can customize it and tweak it a little bit better if you wish. There's a couple of different ways you can do that. The first is you can sort them. So in the notifications menu item in the settings, you can see sort notifications. There's two options in here, by priority or by time. So if you're someone who prefers to get sort of timed notifications in that order, then you select by time. But if you like the priority, like if something's a bit more urgent and the sort of phone will sort of dictate and determine that, you could choose by priority. So it might keep messages towards the top and other things down towards the bottom. Whereas the other way will just whatever time they come through, it'll slot them at the top. The other one is notification pop-up style. So there's two different things in here that you can do. You can have brief or you can have detailed. Brief is kind of like that little tiny slither that pops up at the top, sort of tells you the person and the notification that you're getting, a really like toast pop-up. The detailed sort of expands it almost into a card, and it sort of dominates a bit more of the screen at the top. So depending on your level of comfort with notifications popping through will depend on what style you want to go for. You can also individually choose which apps show as brief and which ones show as detailed. That option is in here as well. And there's a toggle down there to show even while the screen is off. So when you've got your always on display on, that will still come through. There's something called edge lighting style, which allows you to customize sort of how it sort of pops up around that notification. Sort of flashes the edge of the screen, different colors or different styles. There's a whole bunch of different ones you can sort of toggle through, and the previews and what way you like it. You can have the color, you can make it a bit more advanced. Those all options are sort of there. And then you can also color by keyword. So if you get a message with a certain word, like hospital, you can maybe have it flash red and be colored that way. So there's different ways that you can sort of customize this notification, and this is where you go to do it. The last one I want to talk about is smart suggestions. And it's not the widget, which has sort of suggestions of apps that you use frequently and sort of times them based on time of day. No, it's all to do with the customization service that Samsung has got as part of your Samsung account. There's already one right here at the top. It's a smart suggestion that's like a tip on how to use your phone in a more sort of functional way. This one is sign in quickly and safely. That's a suggestion based off the smart suggestions. It's in the advanced features menu underneath Bixby. That video is coming, so hit subscribe. You can see the apps that has smart suggestions available in it. Things like Samsung Keyboard, where if you copy something like a code or something that needs to go into like an authentication, it will immediately bring it up at the top and you can just paste it straight in. Really nice. And the other one I said there was settings, but it's all over the place. You've got it in calendar, you've got it in reminder, and you can toggle it on depending on the app that you want. And as you can see down the bottom, it sort of falls into the customization service, which obviously then expands out into other areas of the phone as well. So these were just some of my sort of hidden little gems around One UI. There's obviously a lot more that One UI has, but the new update for One UI 6.1.1 or based off 6.1.1 is here, and you could check out everything that's new up here in that video. Otherwise, between now and the next video upload, make sure you hit subscribe and come find me on my socials. I'll see you in the next one. You!